Welcome guys to Palma, Mallorca. We're here a little bit earlier than everybody else, and we thought we'd take a quick sneak peek on board the Axopar 45. The team from Axopar have brought us out into the bay here. We're just drifting around, and we're going to have a look through this, at first appearance, amazing boat. We're so excited. We've come a long way from Australia to see this boat, and here we are on board. So let me take you through our first impressions of this boat. It is still the prototype model of the Axopar 45 cross cabin, so there will be quite a significant amount of changes, but at face value, and we went for a quick run yesterday, this boat is unreal. We're here in the back deck here. Now this is the open version of it back here. There will be some options available, but as you can see, you can use your imagination, do quite a few things. We've got three massive lockers underneath our feet, which is very similar to all the other Axopar models, but there is several options of U-shaped seating here, which looks quite cool, and a table in the center, which I'm sure will drop down. There is the aft cabin, which will come back here, very similar to all the other Axopar models, which I think on the 45 could be a real winner actually. The multi-storage, which is a bit lower, sunbed opening up with more storage. Or this, once we get to see through the VR of each option, we can make our own judgment on what's probably the best layout, but at the moment I think they're all looking quite perfect for everyone's needs. On the back of the boat here, it's powered by Mercury. We've got three V8 300 horsepower outboards, 900 in total. Obviously Verado, which we all love. So out of the hole with the three outboards, this boat took off, and once again, bow doesn't rise too much. It went very straight and straight onto the plane, maybe even more so than the 37. But once we were maneuvering around, it was just as agile as the 37 and 28. We were quite blown away that a 45-foot boat still has the performance of a 28, 37 footer. Having the three Mercury outboards, you can have the JPO joystick, which manoeuvred the boat quite nicely, also accompanied by a bow thruster should you need it at that point. In the current climate, with the price of fuel, having the V8 outboards, even though there's three of them, is still very economical at a performance level. Yesterday, Jan Eric told us that this boat came from La Spezia in Italy all the way here to Palma, Mallorca, and 32 knots was the most optimum cruising speed. So on a 45-foot boat, that's pretty impressive. When we did our quick sea trials yesterday, I sort of noticed that we were getting around that 48, 50 litres an hour per engine, so 150 in total. But of course, that's at a pretty quick cruising speed for a lot of people cruising around Sydney Harbour, Gold Coast, with Sundays. You don't need to be doing that all day every day, so it's quite economical in the grand scheme of things. A lot of this performance is not solely through the Mercury outboards. It's Axopar's DNA of their hull design, double-stepped hull, really defined chines, and bringing that aeration in, giving a lot of lift and less drag and efficiency, which is Axopar's foremost thought process with their hull design. Now, once we're in the back here, very similar to the other models of Axopar, we're going to have our lockers back here for fenders, storage. There's a shower. These are huge. They're massive. There's plenty of storage on this boat. I'm sure there'll be other various options and things with these lockers, but immediately two large fender lockers back here. You can also have cushions on top of here, which will complement a seating area back here, or just on its own if you want the open back deck, which I think is still quite sufficient once you see the rest of the boat. Back here, now we've got a lot of head height on the rear here for anyone who's taller than me. Also nicely discreted JL audio speakers up in the ceiling here. As we come forward, you'll see now we've got even more cleats, being a 45-foot boat. So you got in the rear, four all the way along, nice and sturdy, obviously for a boat of this size. And what is probably one of the nicest compliments of this boat is opening up these side doors, nicely lock into place. And then we've got some seating here. Now, as you see, if you come a little bit further forward, we've got not just one sliding door, we also have 2 sliding doors. So depending on your preference, you can either have the first half brought back or the other way. Now I think the compliment of having these side seats is obviously having the rear door open all the way across, having this down, and now you've got a massive lounge area. I think on the sun top this will be a great complement to the boat with all this open, having the open deck here. This is just going to make the boat feel so much larger. I think some other great options here, whether you got the kids jumping off into the water, will be a lot of fun. Sitting here with one of your loved ones or a friend having a chat, looking out into the horizon, or just hanging out, or even having a fish. You immediately feel when walking around the boat safety. Obviously this is open, but the bulwarks on here are hip height, which is perfect. As you come further up, once again, it still stays hip height. Plenty of width through here for anyone. You can walk, not having to walk sideways. Inside the cabin here at First Thoughts, this is absolutely perfect. We've got a huge U-shaped seating here with extra seating on the wet bar. 8 to 10 people quite easily while underway. 3 at the front. We've got quite a comfortable amount of seating for everyone on board. There's going to be a few changes here, I'm sure, but this nice table obviously can spin around for ease of access. There is storage inside this table for glasses, things like that. It does slide back and forth, as well as the wet bar here. It really does work. Driving around yesterday at 40 knots, I was sitting here in reverse, and it was so comfortable to be able to look out these huge panoramic windows is unreal. There's no shortage of storage with the Axopar 45. Obviously back here, if you don't have the aft cabin, is a pure storage area. Got a subwoofer on the port side there. If you do have the aft cabin, this will be the access point to there, and obviously then we'll have even more storage or sleeping accommodation in the rear. Coming forward here, we have the wet bar. It's great to see we're going to have a barbecue, Kenyan electric barbecue in this. Obviously if you have the sun top, it'll be more of an open area, but for the cabin here, this is perfect. Nice large sink. There is an infill to go over this as a preparation area, and also a rubbish bin. Port side, we have a fridge full of water and beer, and there is an option for a second fridge on the other side of the wet bar. So because this can slide forward and back, we have multiple functions of here. So coming all the way forward, we've got a lot more area to walk around, to utilize and enjoy back here, maybe while underway. And then once stationary, slide the wet bar aft, and then this gives us full function here. We have some great storage here underneath the helm. Put all your knickknacks, charts, things like that. 2 drawers, which is perfect. There's a bit more storage underneath the helm seats on starboard side, and on port we have access to our battery switches. Here at the helm of the Axopar 45, we've got a nice clean dash. Everything is very ergonomic. We have our multi-function steering wheel with access straight away to trim tabs, bow thruster and stereo. In front of us we have Simrad's 12-inch screens. This can be obviously changed to a glass helm, and also an engine monitoring system just to below and to port. Beneath here we have all 12-volt operation, from navigation lights to roof lights, ambient lights, underwater lights, windshield wipers, a very impressive horn and bilge pumps. Starboard outboard side here we have our JPO joystick, which is nice and easy to operate for manoeuvring. You're docking on the starboard side, nice and easy to see the whole length of the boat. Down below we have our Simrad VHF and speaker here. Everything's all quite close, nice and easy to operate if you're single-handed, or not too disruptive to have other people on board when you're driving around. Above us, like all the Axopars in the cabin range, we have an opening roof, except luckily here we have a double opening roof. So keep bringing it right back. Above us obviously we've got the paddle boards, bicycles and canoes, perfect for an adventure boat on a triple roof rack system. Having the double opening roof is really nice, so if you're your guests in the back or being in the front here, you have the option of which one you wish to open, depending on the temperature and obviously how much sun and who wants to get sun. In addition to all the seating in the rear here, obviously your three main seats at the front, they can all spin around, and you know, we've sort of got seating now for 12, 15 people just in this cabin alone. I think one of the great things of the cross cabin, which is why it's such a big seller, is having this protection of being inside. But when you're driving, this is a 45-foot boat that we drove yesterday at close to 50 knots. You have basically 360 degrees of uninterrupted view. Very easy to see the whole world going by, but best of all, for Australia especially, we don't get that heat radiating in like a lot of boats do with the normal traditional forward raked windows. Some additional storage at the helm, great to throw your telephone or just bits of knickknacks in. Is just another pocket below the helm, easy access. Also conveniently placed, we have air conditioning operation just to the port side there below the passenger seat. Coming down to the forward cabin, this is going to be a huge wow factor for anyone who's been inside an Axopar. I am standing up at 5'10". I've got plenty of head height all the way through to here. There's no squatting down. As we come forward, we have to bend over a little bit, but at that point we're going to be sitting down, so it's not a big problem here. We've got lots of seating through here, and what is very cool is we have a lounge almost up front here. Now this is an incredibly comfortable spot. Yesterday we had about 4 or 5 of us in here, seated around. You've got almost somewhere to put your drinks, food, without sliding around. It is indented, so things won't move around, but I love this. This is probably one of my most favourite features of the forward cabin. We also have the gull wing doors, which have become very famous for the Axopar 37 line, with 2 doors, one on either side, which brings in a wealth of natural light, air, and just gives this area even more spacious feeling. On the 45-foot boat, this has become a massive growth area for this model. A lot more storage. We've got cupboards, we've got another sink, a bit more storage everywhere, storage on the side. And I think even with this flipped over, another great little selling point for anyone who has young children, you've got a little creche up front for them to lay, babies to have a sleep, obviously while stationary, but it's just a usable space. Another impressive part of the Axopar 45 now is we have a full standing toilet in here. Good size, stand-up shower with a handheld shower head. Very nice in the wrap, in the satin black, but also the toilet here too with the Tecmar toilet. Storage, you got for your toiletry goods behind the mirrors, which is quite nice. But look at this head height. All right, let's go to the foredeck. On the Axopar 45, we have a new style of anchor system. We have a 2-door access into here. We have the bowsprit and ultra anchor, plenty of chain. The nice thing with this boat now is actually got a fold-out anchor system, which is quite sturdy and just gives that clean line of the bow. Obviously for the Europeans who come bow into a lot of their docks, they needed a bit more room to step off the boat. So that's why we've got this new fold-out system, but it's nice and simple. It works, it's easy, and it gives us plenty of room in here too. So we've got a large area which can be used for fenders and storage on the starboard side. Like all Axopars, our power comes off the bow. We have operation for the anchor system here, and underneath both forward, port and starboard, we've got 2 good sized speakers. Similar to the 37, but just next level again. We've got this great upholstery now, which is going to be part of the Mediterranean package. Look at this forward lounge. Look at the thickness of these cushions. We've got built-in cup holders both sides, a nice seating area up on the forward on the anchor locker. This is going to be such a beautiful place to sit, cruise while underway. This is quite a simple thing, but a very ingenious idea. Pillows on boats always blow away. They're never useful. On this, they're actually stitched in, so you do have this great sun lounge and then a pillow that doesn't blow away. So first impressions of the Axopar 45 is definitely 2 thumbs up. We're quite fortunate and thankful to the team at Axopar for letting us have an early look and taking us out into the bay to do this filming. We are the team from Eyachts. If you've got any questions or would like to learn more information about this boat, please like and subscribe this video, or also contact our office to chat with one of our sales teams. Thank you very much and look forward to seeing you next time.